Hey friends, happy Sunday. I am just jumping on here because I don't know if you've heard, but Kelly and I started a podcast. We did a podcast a couple years ago when we first launched EnneaSisters. And so we ran through that whole season, helping people understand what their enneagram type is, and then how to kind of overcome obstacles in life like parenting and relationships in marriage and a whole bunch of other topics. So you can find that on our season 1. Season 2 is focusing on self-care. So if you haven't seen our website or heard about us or just recently jumped on to follow us on Instagram, you should be seeing that we care a lot about self-care, self-love, all of those things that help us develop into better human beings. And so this season on the podcast, we will be focusing on self-care. The fun thing about it is we are going to be focusing on popular people, popular characters in culture, so that you can better relate to understanding your number, and from there, understanding what you personally need for self-care. We're all very different people. There are 9 personality types walking around out there in the world. And so your self-care is going to look different than the self-care that your spouse needs or your children need or your best friend. So leaning in on our self-care podcast is going to help you, again, grow into the best version of yourself. So if you haven't checked it out, our podcast season 2, episode 1 launched last week, and we focused on Outlander, characters Jamie and Claire, 2 of our favorites, 7 and a 1. So you'll get to know if you are a 7 or a 1, or you know someone who is a 7 or a 1, how to properly give yourself self-care when you need it the most. I hope that you tune in. Thanks again for following us on Instagram.